And I'm gonna, let me see, I think I can mute people. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're talking about time management today. I don't know if the two of you fully know my story, so I'll just go over that real quickly. When I started with LuLaRoe in June, it was actually June 30th, so I always say July of 2015. Hold on, what? Go ahead and get him. Dog's under my feet. Here. Okay, sorry about that. I was working full-time at Medical Mutual as a manager, and I started this as just fun side job. And I quickly realized it was a full-time job as well as my other full-time job. And I just saw the potential. So I took it very serious and went full-blown from the beginning. I have 3 children. They all do sports or some activity all the time. So, very busy, as we all are. And it was very overwhelming at the beginning, to the point where I basically worked from 6 in the morning till about midnight every night, because I worked my full-time job during the day and then came home and I did LuLaRoe until midnight. And it overtook my life, to the point where my husband's like, you got to stop doing this because it's not working for our family. The business was working. I was very successful from the beginning, but it was taking away from my family time. So I really had to sit down and evaluate my business. So time management, it's a challenge for everyone when you first start, and it's probably going to be one of the most difficult things you have to figure out for you. So I'm going to go over just a couple different aspects of time management, things you'll get caught up in that'll just take away your time, some suggestions for you, struggles, and just some tips. So first we'll talk about what we like to call as time suckers. A most obvious time sucker is going to be your social media, spending endless hours on your Facebook or Instagram, even Periscope. Now, I'm not talking about actually doing your business. We conduct a lot of our business on those avenues of social media, but I'm just talking about scrolling through Facebook for hours and hours, just reading people's posts. And I find myself doing that now, and I have to walk away from my computer, because I'm doing nothing for my business with that. So that's a huge time sucker. Another one that you might find yourself doing is just playing the app games, like Candy Crush, Words with Friends, things like that. I found any extra activities such as that, I just completely took out of my life. Even the first, I would say, 6 months of my business, I really did not watch TV, ever. Didn't turn it on. Now it's on when I go to bed, and that's about it, just because I fill my time with other things. And that's another one, TV, and even books. If you're a big book reader, you might get stuck in a book, and it might take several hours of your day. Now, as far as books go, I do recommend reading the suggested books that LuLaRoe suggests, because they're great and they're going to help your business. But keep in mind your time with those. Maybe set aside an hour a day to read a book, or even half hour. For me, I'm not a big book reader, so 10 minutes is about all you can get me to read a day, because it's just, I'm not interested in reading. But some people I know read all day long. So just take that into consideration, managing your time a little bit better with that. And this one is going to sound weird, but your family. How that could affect your business as far as how are they taking up extra time. Let's, for instance, say, I have a 14-year-old son. Every day he comes home from school and he says, Mom, make me something to eat. Well, he's very capable of making himself something to eat at 14 years old. So those are tasks that I can teach my children to do, so I'm able to continue to work on my business. Even at my 5 and 7-year-old, there's different things I can teach them to do on their own, so they're not constantly pulling me away from my business. Let's think about LuLaRoe specific time suckers. a huge one for people is editing photos. So if you are selling online and you take your pictures, don't concentrate so much on finding like the perfect color of red to match your photo. You know, everybody's screens, computer screens are going to look different. So it might be the perfect shade of red on your computer screen, but your customers are looking at it and it might look pink to them. So regardless of how much you edit that photo, it's going to look different on everybody's screen. So just for me, I take the picture and I'm done with it. There are some people that make collages and do all that, and you might have time to do that when you first start your business, but as your business grows, you really want to find the quickest way to get your pictures taken and move on. For me, I use an app called Consult Made, and it watermarks the style and the size right on the photo. If I want to take a close-up, I can hit a button and it takes a close-up and puts it right on the picture for me. So that's a huge savings of time for me. So just don't spend a lot of time editing your photos. Another huge one is swapping and trying to get rid of your duplicates. When you first start your initial order, you're going to get quite a few duplicates. When you're ordering 15 of one size, it's going to happen. I encourage you just to be okay with it. You're going to spend so much time driving all over the town, swapping out, when you can really just concentrate on booking parties and getting that inventory in front of new eyes. So to them, they don't care, you know, that you had, you know, 5 of one size or one color. It's a new person, so they're seeing it new. So I highly recommend you don't concentrate on swapping and getting rid of your dupes. Everything will sell eventually. I have one piece from my original order, like one piece. That's it. That's a year. I have a little over a year, and it's okay. It will sell. I'm not even worried about it. And sorry, I keep looking up to the side because I'm reading my notes. So, for your parties, when you're doing your invitations, there's a couple tips for that. So I create all my invitations on Facebook, which I believe most people do. And I use a program called Post Simplify for all my postings to that invitation. What Post Simplify does is I create a template, a posting template that I link each invitation to. So what that does for me is I schedule out my posts. It's kind of confusing to talk through unless you actually see it. And if anyone wants to see one of my invitations, just ask me and I'll add you to one of my events. But every day at 9 o'clock, something posts to my invitations, and I don't even have to worry about it. I created the template one time, and I link all my events to that template, and then the system takes care of it for me, posting daily for me. So what that eliminates is you going every day to 15 different invitations, making a post. And what type of post am I talking about? That's like telling your customers what styles you're going to offer at the event, just general information about the company, different things like that. So those are pre-planned for you. You don't even have to worry about it again. And when you are new, you're going to have a lot of new customers come to you that are familiar with LuLaRoe. And they're going to find you, and they are going to ask you for specific prints. And I'm going to encourage you not to search for prints for them. I know you're going to want the business, and it's very easy to do when you're new because you want all the new customers. But searching for prints is a huge waste of your time. Most of the people that are asking you for those are in about 50 to 60 other groups. And they're probably not going to come back to you. They'll find that print and they'll move on. So do I have customers that I get a print in and think of them and go, wow, they would love this? Yeah, because I know them. You know, you get to know your customers, and when you see something they like, then you contact them. But if anyone ever asks me to search for a print for them, I simply say, I don't have it right now, but check back in my group. I'm posting on whatever day I'm posting to see what I have. And I move on. So try not to get in that trap. Okay, some other suggestions. One, you guys might have heard that I do. I pass it on quite a bit. For your planner, it's very important for visually for customer to look at your planner and know what you have available. So when I first started, I would just put my planner out and say, pick a day. I have so much availability, just pick a day, because I wanted them to know, like, I will work around them. Well, that's when I got into trouble and worked every day, pretty much every day. I had a party. So what I do now is I highlight the days I am available about 2 months out. So when I bring my planner to a party, I open my planner, and they see exactly what days I have available. So I'm going to show you my planner now. I hope you can see the highlights. So this is December. You can see all the highlighted are my parties, and they're planned. So I'll go to January where you can see some openings. So any spot that is highlighted but does not have a name in it, that's available. So you can also see I don't do weekends. So those are clear. Nobody ever looks at my book and says, can I have a Saturday? Because they see it's not highlighted. So it's not even a question. They stick with what I have highlighted and they pick a date. What that also shows them is I'm booked out through January. So if they want a party, they need to book it right now. If I just opened the book and said, okay, pick a date, that really doesn't show any like urgency that they have to pick a party right now. Some people use different color highlighters, so they might highlight in blue family days, use orange for trainings. I just use yellow and for all my available parties because that's just easiest for me. So I highly recommend you do that. Oh, and definitely on your calendar, mark off your date nights. If you have a husband or a significant other, make time for them. Put it on your calendar. There's no question that is for your family or family time. Just mark it off on your calendar because people want to see you are a real person too and you have a life outside of LuLaRoe. So put it right in your calendar. Okay. Something that's hard to do, but I recommend you work on doing it, is setting specific work hours. So what's that look like for me? So for me, in the morning, I get up, get my kids ready for school, and they're out the door by about 8:45. So that's when my day starts. I don't start working before they leave to go to school because that's when we're getting ready and, eating breakfast and everything. So I really don't even look at my phone at all until after they're on the bus. So around 9:45, 10 o'clock, my day starts. I work until about 3:30, 4 o'clock when my kids come home. And I'm not 100% perfect at this, but around from 4 to about 5:36, I try not to get on my phone. Now, when we are eating dinner, I'm not. It's not even near me. I put it away. Dinner time is for the family. So you need to put your phone away because this business can overtake your life in a good way. You love it, so you just want to work it all the time. So set those hours for yourself and for your family because your family needs you. Now, if I have a pop-up, then I'm usually leaving the house around 5, and then I get home around 9:30. So on those days, obviously, I'm gone, and my husband takes care of the kids and all the activities at night. But for me, what works well is I try not to do more than 2 pop-ups a week outside my home. Like tonight I had one, but they came to my house. So that's really only about an hour and a half that, I was away from the family. Even though they were here, I'm still not spending time with them. So try to set those hours. For you, if you have a full-time job during the day, your hours it could be as simple like after the kids go to bed. When I was working, majority of my work was done after 8 o'clock. Kids go to bed between 7 and 7:30, and I worked from 8 to midnight. So that was my working when I wasn't at a pop-up. So just set those hours and try to stick to them and try to get some sleep because that's hard at first, sleeping. Bye, babe. And my husband works 3rd shift, so it's even crazier around here with our hours. So bedtime. When you go to bed, turn your phone off. Do not check your Facebook in the middle of the night when you wake up. Just turn it off. I turn my ringer off. My phone is next to me, but I just turn my ringer off and I do not touch my phone. Even if I wake up in the middle of the night to look at the time and I see all these notifications, I do not look at them because then I'll be up for hours. Because your customers will contact you at 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. We have nighttime nurses that love to shop our boutiques at night. So just put your phone away at night, turn it off. And if you can't, keep it in the other room because you need your sleep. Okay, another time sucker is emails. So for me, when I first started, and I'm kind of bad at this still because I'm an instant person. Like if you email me, text me, I want to respond really quickly. And I have to tell myself, I don't have to respond right away to everybody. So for emails, try to pick a certain time of the day that you will answer all your emails. And it could be a couple times. Maybe it's going to be a half hour to an hour in the morning and a half hour to hour in the evening. Answer everything at that time. Now, if you're having a pop-up online party or something, obviously you're answering questions and people might email you through that. But in general, try to keep all your emailing to certain times a day. And also create templates. And what I mean by that is you're going to get a lot of the same questions, especially as you start to grow your team. As people come on board, they're going to have really the exact same questions, every single one of them. So create a template of what your answers are going to be. You might get, how do launches go? Well, those are different every time, but I can get the general information and I just copy it and paste it right into the email. So it's a huge time saver. And that template will grow as you grow in your business. Okay, so I'm pretty sure everyone on is pretty new. So this is pretty relevant for you guys. It's highly recommended that for your first 90 days, you give 150%. Now, 150% is going to look different to everybody because your time's different. But during that first 90 days, this is when you're building your foundation for your business. So a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, like set time out or set specific hours for your business, blah, 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 that's going to look a little different for your 90 days because you do want to put more into it. So for that first 90 days, you need to sit down with your family. If you're married, talk to your husband. If you have children, talk to your children. You may even need to talk to your parents. If your parents are helpers, like with the children, babysitting, that you're going to be very busy over the next 90 days and you need their help. You know, for my husband, he had to do so much more around the house. Like, he is wonderful around the house as it is, but he had to be extra wonderful around the house. He did everything. He learned to cook. Yay! That is the best thing ever. I didn't know he could cook until that. So you will be surprised what your husbands can do. But just talk to them. Like, my kids had a hard time at first because I was gone a lot. And I think if I just had that conversation with them at the beginning, letting them know, mommy's going to be really busy over the next 90 days, but then you're going to have more of my time. I'm now not working outside the home. I was able to quit that other job in August. So I am home all day. I get to put them on the bus. I get to pick them up from the bus. So I'm here all the time when they need me. Now, I still am busy, but I'm more available and more flexible. So just have that honest conversation with your family up front. For me, we did have to talk to my parents and my husband's parents because we were asking them to babysit quite a bit. With my husband working third shift, our hours are a little strange and he has to leave at 10. So if I was far away at a pop-up, we had to have one of our parents come over to stay with the kids until I got home. So it was a lot more for them to sacrifice as well. So just have those conversations. Okay, let's talk about if you're struggling with this. So if you're struggling with this, time management, I would recommend you take a log of your activities. So what's that mean? I'm really bad about logging my time. So this is excruciating for me. But I would do it hourly. For me, that would be all I could do. Some people could do every activity they did all day long, but I would have to stop a timer and write it every hour. Okay, what did I just do? So do that for 2 to 3 days in a row. After that 3 days, go back and circle every activity that made you money. You're going to find all your time suckers on that journal. And then you can kind of reevaluate how your days are going to go. So do that, see where you're at. And if you're still struggling with your time, talk to your sponsor. That's what we're here for. At the beginning, when people onboard with me, we sit down and talk about their goals. And some of them can only do 2 to 3 events a month. So we talk about that. What are your expectations? What can you do? And we figure that out. And after we talk, they usually see they have a little bit more time to give if they get rid of their time suckers in other places. All right. And another way you can help with your time, this is a tricky one at first because you are spending a lot of money. You don't have a lot of money coming in right away because you're paying off your inventory, but it's hiring an assistant. Now, what that means, that could mean a cleaning lady. For me, we had a cleaning, when I first started the business, we already had a cleaning lady. She came once a month, was great. Well, we now have a cleaning lady come once a week because there's no time for me to clean this house. And you would think, well, you're home now, but no. And also, that doesn't make me money. I would rather pay a cleaning lady. I pay her $20 an hour. She's here 4 hours. That's $80. That's 5 leggings. I can sell 5 leggings in no time. So for me, that's worth my money to have someone else clean my house. And my husband's a much happier person when we have a clean house. So bonus. Another one is babysitter. A babysitter could be for you and your husband to go out. It could be for you to work your business. Could be for many different things. If you're a stay-at-home mom, get a babysitter twice a week. So you can have that dedicated however many hours you need to work your business, because you will get more done in those 2 to 5 hours, whatever it is, than you would all week long having your child sitting at your feet. So take that little extra money and you get a babysitter. Now, as your business grows, you're going to get even busier with your business and sales and just all these different tasks. So you might want to consider hiring an assistant to help you with your business. So what's that mean? This took me a long time to decide I needed an assistant because I'm like, I can do it all. I don't need anyone else to help me. Well, I finally got an assistant about 3 months ago, and I don't know how I would do my business without her now. And she just takes pictures for me. When I was at leadership, she came over and unpacked my boxes and had pictures all taken and sorted out for me. So I didn't even have to think about it when I came home. And it's minimal money. Like I pay her $10 an hour. I give her a discount on clothes. Sometimes I'll throw her some free clothes. And she's only working about 5 to 10 hours a week. So again, that's $50 to $100. Doesn't take much to sell that much. And also, you can pay people with LuLaRoe. 2 times this past month, my cleaning lady chose clothes over money because she was going on a trip. Perfect. That's awesome. Or you might have a teenager that lives close by that wants a couple pairs of leggings to come watch her kids. So just think outside the box. We have one consultant that lives close to me. She is a stay-at-home mom. 3 of her kids are in school, but she does have one at home. And she trades with her neighbor. So her neighbor will take her daughter twice a week for a couple hours, and then a couple times a week she takes her neighbor's kids. So they're not even paying anything. It's just their time. So get creative with how you can, we have 10 minutes. Okay, I'll talk faster. So get creative with that. It doesn't always have to be money. Okay, so saying all this, I want to remind you that this is your business. So you determine how to run your business. We can give you tips, as your trainer, as your coach, sponsor, we can give you tips, we can guide you, but ultimately it is you who runs your business. If you're struggling, we might guide you a different way and give you suggestions. but it's your business. Also, I don't want to say this to be rude, but be strict and consistent with your customers. Not strict mean, just strict in your rules. These LuLaRoe addicts will jump on you if they know they can get a discount out of you or push you over, push you around. Just be very strict with your guidelines. For me, I'll do returns, no problem, or not return, more exchanges. But if there's a damage, obviously I will take a damage, no problem. But I don't have just random people asking me, and I hear that a lot, that just consultants will get random people asking them because I'm very consistent. So just be consistent and stick to your rules. And same with your policies. If you don't, say you don't do a military discount, someone asks you for a military discount, just let them know, I don't, but if you want to earn free clothes, host a pop-up. And it's fine, move on, no problem. Then don't feel bad about it. And then on say you're having a party, online party, just be clear with your expectations as far as if you're posting your albums at 10 o'clock, say 10 a.m., let them know I'm posting at 10 a.m. And it will stay active, I don't know, till 1 p.m. And you need to fill your Google Doc out by this time. I will send your invoice within 24 hours or whatever time frame it is. Just let it be known. So then you don't have all these customers emailing you asking, where's my invoice? When can I expect this? And just be consistent with that. It's very important to be consistent with your customers, and then they won't ask you questions. They'll just know what to expect from you. Okay, let's see. So we are going to go on questions real quick if anyone has them, but I want to give you suggestions on if you have questions in the future. Some steps you should take when you have a question. First step is I don't know if everyone knows how to do this, but if you go to one of our team pages, you can go to the very top and there's a search bar. And you can search your topic within the team page. And I'm sure it's going to pop up because you are probably not the first person to ask whatever question you're going to ask. So let's just say it was on launches. Go to the top, type in launches, and you're going to see a ton of different threads from the past about launches that'll probably answer your question. If it doesn't, the next step is to Google it. There are so many LuLaRoe consultants out there right now that have probably put it out there on the internet somewhere. Just Google it, and you'll probably get your answer or your question answered. And finally, then go to your sponsor. I mean, your sponsor is there to answer your questions, but we like you to try to research a little bit first because we really feel that you're going to learn more if you're kind of researching on your own and finding your answers. Go to your sponsor anytime you need to. I don't want to sound like you can't do that. But some things are really easy to find as far as like LuLaRoe phone number. That you should just go search. Don't ask your sponsor for that. Just different things like that, if that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, that's all I have on that. So are there any questions? Because we have 5 minutes. It took longer than I thought it would, sorry. And I felt like I was talking really, really fast. I don't think I'd be muted. Let's see if no chat. So there is a chat if you guys want to chat on there. Nothing? I don't know if there's a delay. There could be a delay. And this is going to be recorded, and I'm going to put it out on, we have a YouTube channel for Fashion Fashionistas, so you can go out there and re-watch it to take notes or get the tips again. Okay, well, it doesn't look like anybody has any questions. If you do, after this, feel free to contact me with anything. Oh, there's a question. Oh, yay. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. How long should you wait between parties to make sure you have sent out invoices? I'm assuming you mean different online parties. For me, when I'm doing an online event, I try to go to bed by 11 when I'm doing an online event. I get up at 5:30, so I got to get to bed at some point. But I try to get, if anyone has filled out the Google Doc, by the time I go to bed, I get their invoice out. Because if they're shopping now, I want to get them their invoice so they pay it as soon as possible. Anyone else will get their invoice first thing in the morning. So I don't usually have a back-to-back online event because that's quite a bit. I'm assuming that's what you mean, Desiree. If not, let me know. So I like to close out an online party before I start another one. So for me, I post every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on my shop page, and I pull down all the albums at 10 a.m. So albums are gone. People might not have their invoices paid yet, but I send a reminder once I take out all the photos and copy the people's names to make sure they know their invoice was sent. And generally, I get invoices paid within the next 24 hours. I don't have too much of a problem on that. And then you can start a new party from there. Hope that answered your question. Anyone else? You're welcome. All right, ladies. Well, I won't take any more of your time. I hope everyone has calmed down from the launch if you were able to order or not. Just so you know, I didn't get any, and I'm okay with that. I'll be shopping all of your pages to find the perfect piece. So have a great night, everybody.